Hello, welcome back to my channel and to today's video where I'm going to be sharing all of the outfits and everything that I packed for my recent 7-night Caribbean cruise. So I didn't get a chance to film all of my outfits and definitely not in this preferred mirror selfie format whilst I was actually on the ship and out and about doing all the activities and things. So I just figured I would do it when I got home. And you guys, since I got back, have been requesting to see exactly what I packed and the outfits that I wore. So I'm going to start off with embarkation day outfit. So they're not all going to go in chronological order, but this is or was the first outfit of the trip. It's basically travel day outfit and the outfit that I boarded the ship wearing. So for this day, because I had to get up quite early, I had to catch a flight from Orlando down to Miami. Then there was a lot of waiting around until we could actually board the ship. So I just wanted something that was going to be light, airy, comfortable, and it also wouldn't necessarily matter if it got creased because the texture of these two items that I'm wearing is naturally kind of creased. It's like a crinkly texture on both the shirt and the trousers. Right, so let's start off with the shirt first. So this is from H&M and it's like a cheesecloth fabric. So it's 100% cotton, but it's nice, lightweight, airy, very breathable. And as you can see, it's more of like an oversized style shirt. So as I mentioned, this does have that sort of natural crinkly texture to it. So it didn't really matter if I felt a little bit disheveled when getting off the plane down to Miami to then go and board the ship at Fort Lauderdale. Then bottoms wise, these are some trousers which I actually bought in 3 different colours, and I think that might be all 3 colours that these trousers come in, but they're from Zara. And if I come in a little bit closer, you'll be able to see that again, they do have this sort of crinkly texture to them, which is something that I found very appealing. I just think it gives a nice sort of laid back summer vibe. And again, they're a wide leg. They are elasticated waist with a tie there. So they were just nice and lightweight, loose and comfortable, especially given that the temperature was about 30 degrees on this day. Florida heat. Now, accessories wise, I was wearing some Ray-Ban round sunglasses, and I actually have a sunglasses collection video coming up in the next few days for you guys. So I won't chat too much about these now because I'll give you guys a little bit more information on these and all my other sunglasses in that video. Flip-flops, or footwear wise, they are flip-flops. These basic flip-flops are from a brand called Sleepers. I love them. I find them so comfortable. I would highly recommend. And then bag wise, this was actually the carry-on that I had whilst I was traveling on the plane. So I just kept this as my sort of boarding bag. It's got my insert in there, which makes it perfect for all my travel documents and things that I need. And this is the Longchamp Large Lit Pliage in the colour Paper. And there we go. That was my first outfit of the trip for embarkation day. Right, I also packed a little selection of things like this, matching coords. This kind of thing is something that I find really useful for holidays, vacations of any kind, not just cruising, but also just for the summer months at home. They're things which are lightweight, a little bit floaty. You can split them up and wear them as separates, as well as wearing them together like a coord. So this was one of the coords which I wore, I think it was for breakfast one morning. And the primary reason for that is because the breakfast that we always chose to go to was a buffet. And these trousers have an elasticated waist. You guys know how passionately I feel about a buffet. So this kind of thing is absolutely perfect. I also think it's the kind of thing which you can sort of dress up or you can dress it down. And the thing that I love about cruising these days is that you can wear whatever you like. If you want to dress up, you can, but there's also no pressure to dress up. So my very sort of laid back, but maybe styled up with accessories kind of vibe works really well for a cruise. So this set is kind of like a knitted fabric, and it was from Zara. I do again have this set in a couple of other colours as well, and this is maybe a bit of a new colour for me, but it still very much fits in with my neutrals and my earthy tones, but it just adds something a little bit deeper. It's like a terracotta sort of dark rust colour. And then the accessories that I wore with this outfit were my Loewe basket bag, which of course has been a faithful accessory of mine in my wardrobe for many years. And then I wore some Celine Triomphe sunglasses. Again, I won't go into too much detail about these, but these are the tortoiseshell ones. Then down on the bottom for footwear, another faithful of mine in my wardrobe are my Hermes Oran slides. Right, moving on, and something else that I normally tend to pack quite a bit of if I'm ever going on a warm weather holiday is linen. So let's start off with the shirt. So if I get a little bit closer, you can see that this is a striped shirt, blue and white, of course, my favourite combo when it comes to a linen shirt. And this is another very sort of oversized, loose fitting style, and this was from Stradivarius. And then on to trousers. So these are from the Australian brand Dish. They are a slightly more tailored style because they've got a proper fastening, a zip fly fastening to them, but they are just a wide leg style. So again, nice and lightweight and floaty. And these are actually part of a set. I took the matching waistcoat top that I also have for these with me, and that was another outfit that I wore on a different day. Again, same kind of thing. When it goes for coords, you can split them up, you can wear them as separates, you can team them together and make a nice sort of matching set out of them, and it just adds that little bit of versatility to your holiday wardrobe. And then accessories wise, just the same as what I had on a second ago. So the Loewe basket bag with the tan details, my Hermes Oran slides, and different pair of sunglasses, but the same as the original ones that I was wearing, which are the Ray-Ban rounds. And there we go, there's another outfit. And this is another outfit in which I utilised those same white wide leg linen trousers from Dish. So this was the outfit that I wore on our first port day, which is when we docked in Nassau in the Bahamas. And on this day we actually had a port excursion. It was very, very chilled. We went to the Bahamas, we had a couple of private cabanas. It was just beach time, pool time, just proper chill day. So it was very, very relaxed. So on top, I did actually go out wearing my swimwear, and this is pretty much what I wore, at least for sort of the traveling to and from. And then I spent a lot of the day just in my swimwear, relaxing in the sun. So over my swimwear, I layered this cotton jumper. And I know some people might be like, why on earth were you wearing a jumper in the Bahamas? The reason for that is A, it's a cotton jumper, so it doesn't feel like as heavy and as warm as, you know, wool or cashmere, but also because I knew we'd be going in air conditioning. So the minivan that took us from the port to the hotel was freezing, and I get really cold in air conditioning. So that's why I wanted some sort of layer on that as soon as I got to like the sun, I could just strip it off. To go with that, this is actually a bag that I have had for what feels like so many years. It's probably been about 3 or 4 years. It was from Massimo Dutti. If I come in a bit closer, it's like a sort of linen, kind of slubbed linen fabric. So this is a few years old, it won't be available anymore, but this is the first time that I've ever used it. I was contemplating selling this bag when I've just done my recent switch over, and I thought, do you know what? It's a large bag, like it's a perfect beach bag or a perfect summer bag, but it also folds really flat, so it took up absolutely no room at all in my luggage. So I thought I'm going to take it and see if I use it. I ended up using this loads, so I'm glad I kept it. And footwear, these sandals are actually real suede, and they are from Zara. Zara's footwear game, I've just found over the last couple of spring summer seasons, has been so strong. They've just had some really nice styles in. And this is another outfit quite similar to the last, again utilising some wide leg linen trousers. These are the same as the white ones, but these are just in a sort of linen flaxy colour. So these are also by Dish, exactly the same trousers, just a different colour. And again, I paired those with a cotton knit. So this is actually a sleeveless sort of vest style cotton knit. It's got quite a nice texture to it. And I layered that over the top of my swimwear again. This little top is from Marks and Spencer, and I kept the same bag, so the big Massimo Dutti linen one, added a couple of chunky bangles, Celine Baby Audrey sunglasses, and I just went for basic flip-flops on this day. So these were my, these are rather, my sleepers flip-flops. Right, this was a sea day outfit. I can't remember which sea day it was. I think it might have been our first proper sea day. So on top I was wearing this linen shirt. This is actually old, but it was from Arquette. It's a really beautiful kind of like cornflower blue colour. If I can find alternatives for any items which are old and have sold out, then I will do that, and they'll all be linked down below in the description box. The sunglasses are Ray-Ban round flats in all black, and then I've got my Massimo Dutti basket bag. This one is old, but again, I will see if I can find something similar. The trousers are my favourites. Whenever anyone asks me for linen trouser recommendation, it's always these. So these are from Marks and Spencer. They are a wide leg. They have an elasticated waist with a little tie, and they come in 3 different leg lengths. And that is one of the main reasons why they are my absolute go-to. And then the sandals, these are actually from Zara. I got these last spring, but they've brought them out again this year, and they have them in a couple of different colours. They are so comfortable, and they've got this nice little gold detail on the toes. So they're the perfect kind of sandals, which if you don't want to wear heels or something, but you want to wear a nicer sort of more dressy sandal, they work really well for that purpose. But as I'm kind of doing with this outfit, you can also wear them a little bit more casually as well. On to another sea day outfit, and a little bit more linen. So the top, which I wore over some swimwear, this I actually bought whilst we were on the trip. We had a little shopping day, I think, in Cozumel, and I went into a Stradivarius, which is where I just bought a couple of bits, and I decided to wear this whilst I was on the cruise. So the top is Stradivarius. I will also link the swimwear that I'm wearing as well, even though you guys can't see it properly. Then the skirt, this is from Marks and Spencer. So it's got an elasticated waist, it is linen, and it has the drawstring on there as well. And then it's got a slit up either side, and the skirt does also come in different leg lengths. So I am wearing the long leg length so that I could get that more maxi length. Accessories wise, I am wearing some Ray-Ban rounds along with the Loewe basket bag, and then my Hermes sliders. Oh, and I do have on a little anklet as well, which was from ASOS. This was a port day outfit, and on this day we actually had an excursion, so there was a lot of being on a boat and being around water. So if we start with sunglasses, these are the black version of the tortoiseshell ones that I have, the Celine Triomphe Oval. I also have this, which I wanted to, I don't know if I can do it one-handed. Hang on a minute. There we go, got it. So I took a couple of these, like proper, just little paper fans, or this is paper and plastic. I took a couple of these, and they were really useful and actually gave me a lot more breeze than some of the electric fans that you can buy these days. So I actually use this more than my electric fan. So I will link the little handheld paper fans that I took down below in the description box. The shirt you will recognise is the same shirt that I wore on embarkation day. I just tied it a little bit and I layered that over my swimwear. The shorts, these are really cute. They've got embroidery on them, definitely holiday shorts. So they're white linen with an elasticated waist, got little embroidered details, and then like this mustardy yellow sort of crochet trim at the bottom. There is a matching shirt available to these as well, but I just liked the shorts. Then I've got that huge Massimo Dutti linen tote bag again. And because this was an excursion that was going to be involving water and beach and stuff, I just wore my basic rubber flip-flops from Sleepers and that same little anklet again as well. And this is my final port day outfit. So I wore this when we docked in Cozumel in Mexico. We had quite a long excursion. It was 9 hours. And this was the only day that I wore trainers, and it was purely because that excursion was going to be so long. We did ask the night before if we would need to wear trainers, and they said, yeah, it would be advised. So that is the reason why I wore them. Unfortunately, I had them in my other suitcase from the Disney portion of the trip. So otherwise, I've got on some Ray-Ban round sunglasses with the gold frames, Loewe basket bag, that Arquette shirt in the bright blue, swimwear underneath, these shorts, which are white linen. They are also from Marks and Spencer. These do have an elasticated waist, but they don't at the front. So the front looks like, you know, a normal pair of tailored trousers, but the sheared section is at the back. So they do look a little bit smarter. And the thing I like about Marks and Sparks shorts is that they're a decent length. They're not too short, not too long. They're just right. Right, I'm going to move on now to like beach and pool attire. So this was the only, what I would class as an actual cover up that I took with me for this trip. But I did obviously take linen shirts and sort of throw on dresses and that kind of thing. But I did wear this a few times when we were just having a little dip in the pool, or when we were at the in the Bahamas on our beach day. I did wear this to walk to the beach in from our cabana. So if I come up a little bit closer and kind of show you guys the fabric, it is more of like a mesh. So it's not completely see-through, but you can see my bikini underneath. So if you want something that completely covers you up, this might not be the option for you, but this was a perfect sort of thing just to throw on over my swimwear. So it does have splits up either side, and the fabric has quite a bit of weight to it as well. And this was from H&M. My bikini, I've actually forgotten where this came from. It's either Stradivarius or Pull & Bear, but I will link it all down below in the description box for you guys. And then I've also got on my Celine Baby Audrey sunglasses. And this was another one of my pool looks whilst on board the ship, I believe for a couple of sea days. And the reason for this, I decided to switch from a bikini that I'd worn for like the first day to a swimsuit for sort of the middle duration of the trip. That's because I did burn myself a little bit here. I don't think I'd applied enough sunscreen. So I just wanted something to keep this area a little bit more covered. So the swimsuit is from H&M. It does have like a little bit of texture to it, not quite Hunza G texture, but texture nonetheless. It does have padded cups, but you can remove the pads, which is what I've done because I hate padding. It's just one of my biggest pet peeves. It has this little gold ring detail here, and it does have this little keyhole cut out. So something just to bear in mind for tan lines, because that kind of thing is less than ideal. And then the sarong, this is also from H&M. And then if we come in, the bag is the Loewe basket bag, and my sandals are my Hermes Oran sandals. And I've got that little pearl anklet on again as well. Right, now I'm going to move on to the outfits that I wore in the evenings. So on our cruise, we did have quite a few reservations at some of the specialty restaurants, which sort of made me feel like I wanted to dress up maybe a little bit more. And I mean, my version of dressing up is not going to be the same equivalent to someone else. I'm not the kind of person that will, you know, whip out a really big fancy dress or a ball gown or something. But when it comes to sort of nicer evening attire, for me, I am all about the slip dress. So that is definitely an option that I will wear a lot, and I will usually layer, in true Emma Hill fashion, a blazer over the top. So the blazer is a linen blend blazer. I have this in a couple of different colours. This is the natural, I would say more linen-y colour, and this was from H&M. Really amazing blazer. It's fully lined, incredibly affordable. For a high street option, I would highly recommend. Then the dress that I'm wearing underneath, this is from Zara. As you can see, it's quite sort of wide and floaty. So if you feel a little bit self-conscious of certain body areas, or like for me, this was perfect because we were having dinner, so it was a bit looser fitting because I suffer a bit of bloating. So this was quite a practical option for me. Then that is a good shout. And this is available in a few different colours as well. I then accessorised with this little like raffia bag. It's got a little gold twisty handle on there. It is impractically small, like I could just fit my phone in there, my lip balm, my CPAS and all that kind of stuff. But it is nice for more of like an evening bag. And then shoes, these are, as you can see, they've got like a bit of a kitten heel and they are brown, like mock croc, kind of like just a slip-on flip-flop style. They're not the most practical given that they've had the heel. In all honesty, I sort of wish that they were just flat. But alas, here we are. They're just a little bit impractical to walk in a flip-flop style with a kitten heel. And then I also wore my little anklet. Right, so earlier I was talking about matching sets or coords as we call them. And this was one matching set that I took with me with sort of more of an evening outfit in mind. But again, they can be split up and worn separately. So this set is from Stradivarius. So it's really affordable. I actually have it in 2 other colours. I know I sound like a broken record, but I do like to buy things in multiple colours if I just find that I wear them a lot and I get on really well with them. And this for me, as you will see, first and foremost, the trousers are long enough for my long legs. This is a rarity, so that might mean that if you are more on the petite side, these might be a little bit too long, but this has just got my name written all over it. So the set obviously bought separately, but comes as a waistcoat or vest, however you want to call it, and then these wide leg, very floaty trousers. And as you can see, if I just come up a little bit closer, the fabric again, and this seems to be a bit of a running theme, but the fabric again does have this slightly sort of crinkled texture to it, which is a bonus for cruising, because when you go on a cruise, you cannot take steamers or irons. So you need to be rolling and not folding when you're packing, and also potentially set yourself a little allowance for using the laundry service if when you arrive and you're unpacking, you feel like you need to get things pressed. You can of course also use the hanging things in the shower hack so that the steam gets to them, but that's not always super effective. So obviously one of my solutions was to take fabrics that already look a little bit crinkled. And I know that this might not necessarily be everyone's idea of evening attire, but I wore this one evening when we were having quite a casual dinner. I think we were actually just in the buffet restaurant, and this is just a very me outfit. So the set is from Stradivarius. The bag is Dragon Diffusion, but I do have some affordable alternatives for this bag, which I will link down in the description box. And then the sandals, again, are those black strappy Zara ones with the little gold detail on the toes. And this is a white linen dress that I wore to the buffet restaurant one evening. It's got a square neckline, and then it also has like this sort of bodice detail. It's not got any boning inside, so it's actually really comfortable. Full disclosure, I am wearing skims underneath this dress just to make the belly appear a little bit flatter. I will link those down below in the description box for you guys as well. But it's got a really nice sort of full circle skirt because it's got all these different panels. And then I wore that with some hoops and Loewe basket bag and Hermes sliders and that little anklet again. And finally, one more dress that I wore to the buffet, and this was actually a really good dress for doing just that, because as you can see, it's got an empire waist, so that is where the waistline starts from sort of higher up under the bust rather than the actual waist. The bonus of that is if you have any self-consciousness around the tummy area, I do, and I also get a bit of bloating, so I do quite like an empire waist when it comes to dresses, then this is sort of perfect. Plus, it gives you an extra bit of space to really make the most of a buffet, which you guys know I very much love to do. Now, this dress is linen. It also has pockets, and I'm afraid to tell you it's old. It's no longer available, but it was from the Australian brand Dish. So I will leave the style name to this down below in the description box when I'm listing out all the outfits, because you guys might be able to find it pre-loved on Vinted or somewhere like that. I then accessorised with some hoop earrings. This bag, which is also old, this was a little basket bag from Massimo Dutti, either last year or the year before. And then finally, some strappy sandals from the brand Ancient Greek. And there we go, guys. That brings us to the end of this What I Wore on a Caribbean cruise video. So I hope this video has given you guys some ideas or inspiration maybe for some holiday, maybe just general summer outfits or cruise outfits if you have a cruise booked or are planning on booking one. I would like to thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time.